My husband screamed at our 7-year-old in public over a piece of steak, then stormed out and told me to cut off my family when they stepped in to calm situation. Plus update. I really just need to rant, maybe get some advice from some strangers. I don't really have anyone else to talk to. Today me 28F, my husband 33, my 3 kids 2F, 4M, 7M, my brother 28, Sil 28, mom and dad 50 were at a late lunch early dinner. My 7-year-old son, let's say Bruce, asked for another piece of bread and then didn't eat it. My husband got upset about him wasting food and said, "You literally asked for it, so you are going to eat it." My son, who is really emotional, starts crying. So my Sil, I will call Becca, tried to calm him and said, "It's fine, Bruce, I will eat the bread so it won't go to waste." I could tell my husband got more upset, but I asked him to please just let it go. We ordered our food and everything was fine. Bruce ordered a child's steak and fries with a side of fruit, and my other 2 kids got a hamburger and chicken fingers. Bruce got his food and was eating fine except for the steak. He tried it, but I could tell he didn't like it. My husband was getting upset again because he once again was wasting food. I tried to offer him some of his sister's chicken, he said no, so Becca offered him some of her food, he said no, thank you. My husband was getting upset again, but only at Bruce. My 4-yo and 2-yo was also, as he says, wasting food because they were only eating fries and fruit. I got done with my food and went to the bathroom. I was gone for maybe 5 minutes. When I came back, my husband was gone and Bruce was crying and Becca was holding him. My dad and mom were also upset. I just looked around and said I literally went to pee. What could possibly happen in 5 minutes? My mom then explained that my husband started hounding on Bruce for wasting food. Becca and my dad spoke up, telling Bruce it was okay, he eat the rest of the food as long as he was full, it was okay. By the way, I tasted the steak and it was indeed bland and dry. My husband then slammed his wallet on the table and walked out to our car. I was trying to calm everyone, but I could feel tears in my eyes, so I was trying to hide my face. My husband was texting me from the car to pay for our food, get away from them and our kids are not to go with them. My dad ended up paying for everyone and I thanked him and told him I was sorry for my husband's behavior. I grabbed my kids, who were all crying because they were told we were going to spend the day with my parents, and I took them to the car. My mom tried to come over and get the kids, but I waved her away because I knew it was just make things worse for everyone. I did feel bad about doing that, but I didn't want her and my husband to argue. I feel like I don't know, it was all so stupid. My husband feels like my dad was telling our kids not to listen to their parent, but I know sometimes my husband can get irrationally angry. I really don't know what really went down because, well, I had to pee, forgive a girl for having to take a piss, but I haven't really been speaking to anyone since I got home. I sent my kids to go swimming with their cousins and I have just been silent towards my husband. I don't really know what to do because ultimately I feel like it was my fault all this happened. My husband didn't want to go, but I asked him if he would please spend the day with me and my family. Well, lesson learned, I guess. I feel like I can't have my family and my husband. It's one or the other and they're always putting me in the middle to choose. My husband is a moron and honestly so is my dad. They fight and leave me there to choose a side when really I want to tell them they're both being morons and putting a strain on me and my kids. Meanwhile, my mom is super sensitive as well and starts with her backhanded apologies like, "I am sorry this happened, but it's no one's fault except your husband's. I don't know, they are all driving me insane. If I go with my husband, I'm a bad daughter and mother because I took their grandkids away. If I side with my parents, I am a horrible wife who doesn't stick up for her husband." Like I said, it's all very stupid to me and I can't talk to them because no one will listen. Like I said, I feel like I am stuck and have literally no one to turn to. Thanks for letting me rant. Edit. There has been a lot of issues with my son getting a steak apparently. It's not like I let him order a 10 ounces steak and he just threw it away. It was a 3 ounces steak from the children's menu that came with fries and fruit. We went to a steak house and I live in America in the South, so everyone gets steak. Update. Thank you everyone for the suggestions and advice. It really made me take a hard look at myself and my relationship. I realized I was making excuses for my husband over and over without realizing it. So last night, after reading some comments, I sat down with my husband and basically told him that I don't agree with my dad for undermining him, but I don't agree with him about getting upset over a $6 steak and free bread. He tried to tell me that he did nothing wrong, but I told him that he might not think so, but everyone in that situation was basically being a moron. Especially in front of the kids. I don't think it was okay at all to make Bruce feel bad for not eating something he didn't like, plus it's not like he paid for the food. My dad did, so it's not like it was his money that was wasted. I told him he was going to have to go to anger management or we need some serious marriage counseling, but I know in my heart that this is something that's not going to happen. I told him I needed a partner in my life, not another angry asshole that has to control everything. I grew up with a life like that and I am not putting my kids through it. I was tired of everyone walking on eggshells because he can't control his emotions, and our kids shouldn't have to live like that at all, especially at such a young age. I said something was broken inside of him. His dad left him when he was a preteen and then later unalived himself when he was 17. that really needed to be fixed, that I couldn't be the one to fix it while trying to keep our kids from growing up to be like him. He started to cry after I said that I know it was harsh. I told him I loved him and I just wanted him to be the guy I fell in love with and we used to have fun with. I told him not to contact me unless it was about our kids. I needed him to take a step back and really look at himself and see if this is really the man he wants to be. I said I also needed to work on myself and learn to speak up more and try to be the mother I really want to be. I was tired being a doormat and being afraid to say something to him just because I didn't want to set him off. I was refusing to live like that and shouldn't have to. I am going to stay at my parents' house for a while until I figure out what to do. My parents are currently staying with my Nana because she just lost her husband a month ago. I have talked to them before going there about undermining parenting and they have to be the grandparents not the parents and they both agreed. Bruce is also going to stay with his stepmother until school starts just to get away from everybody for a while. Bruce isn't biologically my husband's but has been in his life since he was 2. My ex is currently deployed. They lives 5 hours away from us so Bruce stays with me most of the time and spends most of his summer and fall break with his dad and stepmom. I am also planning on seeking some therapy for Bruce. He has a lot of anxiety and emotional distress that I know he needs help with. I love my kids and I haven't been a good mother by staying with someone who treats them badly. I saw my mother go through it and I don't know why it took me so long to realize my kids are going through the same things I did when I was a child. It messed up my head and I have accepted bad behavior because I think that's what normal is. I don't want my kids to think the same things. That's really all I have for now. If something else dramatic happens I will update again. I just want to do good by my babies and I appreciate you all for basically slapping me back to reality. Thank you and goodbye for now.